Of course, others joining us, and this is Senator Okongo Mogini, Senior Counsel, and also the Senator of Nyamira County. We have also Dr. Danson Mungatana, the Senator of Tana River, and as well, we continue with the conversation with also Caroli Omondi, who is the Secretary General of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party, also Member of Parliament, Suba South, and also the spokesperson of Linda Mwananchi. Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you so much, and we want just to continue with the conversation. Right, a big day today has been, as you maybe have been doggedly following what has been happening on the television. Earlier, we'd actually just teased out that particular conversation with Caroli Omondi regarding the new vision of the country. And it harks back to 2007, right, where we also had Vision 2030 being born. And now that will be coming to, of course, an end, the fruition of it in the 2030, and that's why we have a new vision casting of Vision 2060 that, of course, today it was being unveiled for public engagement, participatory, of course, consultative forums that will be happening in the 47 counties. Let me just go back to you, of course, Caroli Omondi, harking back to 2007, a germinal idea that you are involved with the National Economic and Social Council. What do you think is diametrically different with this new vision? Maybe if you're intimately familiar, of course, with even the executive summary that we saw being unveiled 2 weeks ago.
Thank you very much, Dibal. I think the clearest point of difference is that the preparation process for Vision 2030 was more participatory and I think more extensive. There were elements of external expertise. I think you had firms like McKinsey, but you also had local experts working on it. I think, and the preparation process was more public than this other one.
Yes.
Of course, there are very eminent people behind this Vision 2060, Professor Hiroyuki Hino, who was the Prime Minister's economic advisor during the period you are mentioning.
Okay.
Professor Nyang' Nyong'o, Karuti Kanyinga worked with us in Agenda 4 from Serena. So they are very eminent people, but I think from the time they were asked to do this to now, and the number of the panel, and the fact that this was largely warehoused in the office of the president, I think under the head of public service, I think limited the scope of public interaction with them in this process. So I think the main difference was that the preparation of Vision 2030 was more participatory in my view.
But I thought today was actually now the launching of, the participatory engagement across the 47 counties. So then was just maybe vision cast that inform the public that is coming, and today the national conversations begins today. So this is the engagement that maybe you're really talking about. That.
So what did they give us today? What did they give us today?
Of course, they opened the platform.
Yes.
Right. We have conversations beginning there, different sectors which were being interrogated. We had also Hino really talking about where they began in 2007, as you've mentioned, moving forward, and this will be replicated across the country. So what do they have? He was raising critical questions as I listened to him as well, that for us also to get there, he says that we at least need to grow the economy 10%, that is a 10% annual growth for the next 35 years, just to maybe quote him, he says 10% growth challenge. The speech argues, from what I heard, that Kenya will need more than 10% annual growth in income per person for the next 35 years to reach Singapore's current income level. Do you think that is an ambitious dream? Yeah,
no, he's actually right, and that is not new. That was the target when Tomboya released sessional paper number 10 in 1965.
Yes.
And we achieved that for quite a period of time, in 60s up to I think 74 when we had the oil shocks. So that has always been the target. But you see, for me, the first thing that should have happened would have been a critical audit of Vision 2030. I don't know whether they did an audit. They've not shared that with us. If they did, they should have told us what was achieved, What were the challenges? What went wrong? What should be reformed? It is not just that we create a new vision. I think we should build on what we had. And for all these development plans, I always have a simple question. How many people are uplifted from poverty during that period? That's a fundamental question that I think should have been answered. That between the time we launched Vision 2030 to now,
yes, how
many people have come out of poverty? That is a good measure of success. The other ratios are also good, but that's the most fundamental question. How many of our people have we taken out of poverty? And then surely the country should have been given a proper perspective on an audit of what Vision 2030 achieved, failed to achieve, and why, so that we learn from there.
But I thought those, of course, audited, they come through the MTPs, right? The medium-term plans that we've had, the term 1, term 2, term 3. Was it 4 of them? And the medium-term plan 4.
Yeah.
So do they give the audit of where actually coming? This is so far where we are at. If maybe you have cared also to maybe interrogate this.
There's Vision 2030, then there are economic plans that are short-term in nature, that come within financial years or 5-year rotations. So those are very different from Vision 2030,
All right.
which are more long-term,
Okay. Hardy, welcome to Senior Counsel